so I'm just going to demonstrate the breathing with the straw to provide a little bit more resistance within the abdominal cavity. So it's really important, this is so crucial actually when we're starting to work with increased pressure, so working with the straw. It's really, really important that we remember to breathe out correctly. So when we breathe out, we're breathing out from this very low down area here. So if you place your hand right over the top of your lower abdomen, well below the navel, and as you breathe in, you want to feel everything open wide. And as you breathe out, we want to feel it start from here. So you'll feel your hand naturally draw towards the floor, which then allows the air to come back up and out. Okay, so it's the difference between this. Or this. We don't want that second one, okay? So you see there, you see the hand being pushed up. If that happens, it means that you're potentially bearing down, or you might be pressing too hard with the upper abs. So if that happens, what you your first response is to see if you can just gently draw the hand down towards the floor until you feel that this now sending the air up and everything's flattened out. If that doesn't work, then just come back round and try again, because what you mustn't do is repeatedly. That's counterproductive, okay? We want to strengthen that breath like this. Okay, with that in mind, that's the one technique thing that has to be stuck to, okay? 100%, so important. Right, now what we're going to do is we're going to start working with the straw. So I've got a little straw here, and as I breathe out, I'm going to breathe out very slowly through the straw, feeling my lower abdominal muscles lightly pull in. When I breathe in, I'm also going to use the straw. You may or may not be using the straw, depending on what I've told you. If you're not sure, then just try it. So what you want to feel when you breathe in through that straw is it naturally causes everything to open wide in your body. If that kind of messes up with that, then just breathe in like this, through the nose and out through the straw. Okay, so let's get started. So you're going to breathe in nice and wide. Prepare for the breath out, so pause, prepare for the breath out. We're going to start the breath from here. Keep breathing out until there's no air left, okay? And by the end of that breath, you should feel like those lower abdominal muscles feel a little bit tight, okay? Nice and firm. Good, and then we're going to breathe in again. And out, feeling that hand draw towards the floor. Breathing in through the straw, opening wide. Pelvic floor stretching. And out. And again, breathing in. And out. And then you continue on for a few more repetitions if you want to. If you're feeling like that's you've got that nailed down, then we'll move to another position. So I'll do side lying next. So again, we're going to turn onto your side. Make sure that your hips are stacked. If you're uncomfortable on your side, make sure you've got good padding underneath your hips, or if there's any problems with your hip that means you can't lie on your side, then obviously just skip this step. So on your side, again, we've got a bit more weight from our organs, so you'll be able to see a little bit more. So again, if you find you're more of a visual person, you might find it easier to have a mirror to look at. So what we're going to do is, again, same thing, we're going to breathe in nice and wide. So you see my torso's expanding here, and then inside I can feel my pelvic floor expanding. And then as you breathe out, you're going to feel that nice pulling in here, so you might want to leave a hand down here. Okay, so breathing out. Breathing in. And then breathing out from that lower abdominal area, feeling the air come up and out. And again, breathing in. and out. And again, breathing in and out. Keep breathing out, push, drawing in through the lower abdominal area. You'll naturally be feeling your pelvic floor lift a little bit when you're doing that breath out. Again, it shouldn't be going to its full strength, but it will lift a little bit as you're breathing out. That's normal and we want that, okay? So then once you've done that one, if you're doing sitting and standing, then you would come on to the sitting position. So I'm going to just sit up here on the edge. If I move the camera so you've got a little bit more of a side view. And again, we're just going to be walking. So I've got my feet off the floor just so that I don't have to mess around with the camera. But ideally, can you have your feet on the floor? It's a little bit better to do this with your feet on the floor. You're going to sit, so make sure you're right on top of your sit bone. So don't be tucking underneath yourself. Can you see how that closes down the abdomen? Makes it hard to breathe. So sit tall on your sit bones. Your rib cage is right over the top of your pelvis. You're not arching backwards. You're just nice and tall. And just keep the chin a little bit tucked. That way, whilst you're doing this, you're going to get a little bit of strengthening for your neck. So might as well do everything whilst we're doing any kind of exercise. Same thing, we're going to have our straw. You're going to have a hand onto that lower abdomen so you can really feel that drawing back. And this time the hand's going to be drawing straight backwards towards your spine. Okay, so breathing in nice and wide. And out. And in. And out. And in. And out. Okay, so staying tall on the sit bones. You see how I didn't roll under at all? Making sure if you catch yourself rolling under, bring yourself tall on those sit bones. Now the other thing you can add in there, just for a little bit extra, is that you can just have your hands turned inwards and just lightly pressing the elbows wide and pressing onto your thighs. This will give your serratus anterior a little bit more activation, which helps a bit with the breathing. The awkward bit is if you've got a very long straw, like the one I'm using now, it might be hard to manage. So see what you're working with. If you've got a short straw, this is usually quite easy to do. Okay, so we're going to breathe in and out. And you would go on to repeat that for a few more repetitions. Then, if we're doing standing as well, you can either do this with your back to a wall if you're needing a little bit more support at this stage. So if you've only just started working in standing, then definitely have your back to the wall. If you're feeling quite confident, then you can just stand up without a wall. I'm going to do that now. Again, easier with the camera. Making sure that if you are standing, that you're neutral through your pelvis, that your ribs are over your pelvis, that you're not standing like this or like this. We just want to be in a nice neutral position, and again just keep that chin lightly tucked so that your neck gets a little bit of strengthening whilst you do this exercise. As before, breathing in wide, breathing out, having the hand here just feel that natural drawing in. You'll feel those tummy muscles are starting to feel quite like they've had a bit of a workout if you've been following the video from the start. So breathing in and out. In and out. In and out. In and out. Feeling it all lifting from the pelvic floor, the lower abdominal area. Stay tall through your neck. Okay, so then once you complete 8 to 12 repetitions, that's about right. If you want one final challenge, if that's feeling quite easy, then what you can do is you can just imagine you're going down a ski slope. So can you see that the movement is coming from my ankles only? So I'm staying neutral through the rest of my body, but I've just taken a slightly forward angle through my feet so that the weight is more in the forefoot. And this is making my bum muscle and the muscles through the back of my legs work harder. Dog has entered the room, so ignore the dog, focus on what I'm doing. So now if you can just do the same thing, the breathing there, again chin tucked, length through the neck at the back, and we're going to just do a few breaths in that position, and that way your breathing exercise can also be a little bit of back strengthening at the same time. So breathing in, and out, and in, and out from the pelvic floor, the lower out, and in, and out. And again, you'd go on with that for about 8 to 12 repetitions.